How to treat tendinitis naturally. Tendinitis appears mainly as inflammation or swelling of the tendons, which are the fibrous structures in our bodies that link muscle with bone. It is something that can hamper our daily activity to a great extent, and although the majority of the time it is associated with an injury or overuse, it also tends to develop as you get older. Tendons lose their original elasticity and degenerations appear, also called tendinosis. Where does tendinitis appear? There are so many basic structures in our body that fulfill the important function of joining muscle with bone, and tendinitis can appear in any of them. It should be noted, though, that this affliction appears more commonly in the following areas: elbow, heel, Achilles tendinitis, wrist, shoulders. What are the causes? Blows or injuries that directly affect the tendon. Minor blows or injuries which are then followed repeatedly by a certain activity, eventually causing an injury. Excessive work on a certain part of our body to the point that it suffers from overuse. Certain infections. Rheumatic diseases, including diabetes. Aging, where the tendon no longer has the necessary elasticity. Symptoms of tendinitis. Pain and inflammation of the affected area, especially when you're trying to stretch. Excessive pain at night. At times this pain can be confused with a sprain or a bone fracture. It is always up to your doctor to determine the precise diagnosis and best course of treatment. There are specific tests to pinpoint if you have tendinitis, but it's always good to know how to prevent certain diseases or injuries that can later end up adversely affecting our quality of life. In the following section, we offer you some simple remedies to accompany your tendinitis treatment techniques that can provide relief from the pain and also some ways to better nourish your body with the goal of keeping the tendons strong and elastic, helping you to better cope with this bothersome affliction. External treatments for tendinitis. 1. Rest the affected appendage. It's important that the inflamed part of your body, whether it be the shoulder, the wrist or the heel, is immobilized for a couple of days so that movement does not disturb the injured tendon. Sometimes the doctor can apply a cast, but this is not necessary if you can keep resting it and refrain from engaging in any activity that can cause more damage. 2. Apply hot and cold. Bags of ice are great for lowering inflammation. Alternate them with warm compresses, without burning the affected area. You can also make a chamomile infusion and apply a dressing saturated with the liquid to the affected area. It's very beneficial for lowering inflammation. 3. Aloe vera. An excellent regenerator, aloe soothes inflammation and is perfect for these types of injuries. Take 2 or 3 leaves of the plant, extract the juice, and mix it with half a cup of hot water until you get a sort of warm puree. Create a compress with the mix and apply to the area where you have tendinitis. 4. Salt and vinegar baths. Heat water and place it in a container with coarse salt and a cup of vinegar and soak the affected area in it for 15 or 20 minutes. You can repeat this 3 times a day. Little by little you will see improvement. 5. Massages with alcohol and rosemary. Rosemary is excellent for relieving inflammation, as well as being an anti-rheumatic, antiseptic, cardiotonic, etc. You can make a tonic with 25 grams of rosemary mixed with 250 cubic centimeters of ethyl alcohol, placing the mixture inside a dark bottle with an airtight seal. Let it set for a week, then strain the liquid. This will give you an excellent tonic for massaging the affected area. It's simple. Internal treatments for tendinitis. Willow bark. Willow bark works like aspirin. You can take 2 grams of the dried bark in an infusion with a glass of water. A cup a day is sufficient. Don't take willow bark if you are allergic to aspirin. Echinacea. Echinacea is a potent anti-inflammatory and very appropriate to treat muscle and tendon injuries. It can also be taken in an infusion, 1 tablespoon of the dried herb with a glass of water. Up to 2 glasses per day. Foods rich in magnesium and silicon. Magnesium and silicon are excellent facilitators for the regeneration of muscles and tendons. They can be found in almonds, soy, spinach, lettuce, asparagus, pineapple. Pineapple is a great fruit for preventing inflammation in the tendons. It's very common in the diets of sports players for preventing injuries and soothing muscular pains, so it would be very advantageous to introduce it in your salads, if possible mixing it with papaya chunks, since this combination would be excellent for treating your tendinitis.